Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This will be your guide to some of the best 1/6 scale custom head sculpts you can get for your Hot Toys or in art. Those are the main two. You can upgrade your figures with these amazing custom heads and go through them all. This is the Unreal Toys Batman vs Superman Ben Affleck sculpt with the turning head function. I went with this one first because it's kind of a hot topic at the moment, because Hot Toys just recently released their 2.0 and I got my thoughts about that. I don't need it, I got this. I really do not need the new one. I prefer the bulk and the size and heft of this one that we're seeing here with the custom cape. That's also by Unreal Toys. Beautiful cape, very old one. It's like one of the first BVS ones he did. And obviously the head is by Unreal Toys. You can find them on Instagram and YouTube. But look at the beef, it's just awesome. Plus I love the custom head because it has more squinted eyes. The new Hot Toys eyes are wide open and it just doesn't look scary. That Batman should be intimidating and frightening looking, and he just isn't with the figure. It's like they've, I don't know, gone with the too much Disney involved with everything, so they've forgotten how to make things look mean and intimidating. And you certainly don't have that problem with this. It's a beautiful sculpt, and the mouth plate there, really good. You only get the one mouth plate with this head sculpt. Maybe that's changed since I got this one. But I did mods on this. I repainted the suit, beefed him up, added padding in the arms and the chest and the back, everywhere, just to beef him up. And the cape is perfect. Like, it's got that thickness. It's like a leathery custom cape. I don't know if Unreal Toys still make this particular cape, but it is the best one you can get for this suit, and it folds over the shoulders really nicely. But that's what I'm talking about, the squint in the eyes, the fierce intensity. That's missing on the Hot Toys one, and it's just necessary. I did go in and do a little bit of work on the scratches on his bat symbol today, but you can't really see it in the video. I wanted to make the scratches on the bat symbol a little bit more obvious, but it's quite subtle. There's a really nice texture on this head sculpt. I definitely recommend it, but you can also get a non-turning head sculpt version, which I probably should have gone with. This is actually a gift, so I didn't have the choice, but you can't go wrong. And even from the side profile, the seam where you can turn the head is nice and subtle and really, really nice. Just look at that. Bat symbol isn't getting covered up by the custom head sculpt like it did on the original Hot Toys figure, and like it still does on the 2.0 in certain pictures I've seen. But he just looks thick and beefy and intimidating. So that is my BVS Batman. That's probably the one I'm going to stick with, unless obviously in arts are going to take a stab at it, and I'd imagine that they're going to do a very good job with that. I just can feel it. I think the Hot Toys one will be in trouble if in art really do this suit, but we'll see. We got a lot coming up in this video. We've got the Robert Pattinson stuff, we've got Christian Bale, got quite a few Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, all custom head sculpts, all really great for elevating these figures to a more realistic, accurate level. Do love this suit. Not my favorite, but it's up there. That's just a killer likeness, and just the shape of the cowl, everything, the proportions of it, everything here look beautiful to me. Like at the end of the warehouse scene when he goes up to the guy that he stabbed in the arm and he comes back to finish him off, and he looks so big and beefy. And that's what we got here. So yep, first one up was the Unreal Toys BVS Batman custom head sculpt with turning head function. You can go for the solid sculpt if you don't want the turning head. And I'm pretty sure he's probably done one with moving eyes by now, but this is the one I have, and I love it very much. And it was a serious upgrade to the figure. I mean, I'm just looking at these pictures. I took them. I'm liking my pictures here. Nice angles, nice lighting. We've got some warm light coming from one side, more cool light coming from the other, just to give it that nice look. Just one last look at those intense squinting eyes, with the cool faceplate with the little mole or whatever you call that on the side. It's all present and correct. There's a little black and white action just to give you that. Also, the thickness of the neck from the front looks more accurate on this custom head sculpt. They still haven't got the thickness of the neck from the front view on the Hot Toys one. It doesn't seem to be there enough for me. So, you know, I'm sure they tried really hard to do their best with the 2.0, and it is a nice looking figure. It's a very good, great looking BVS Batman figure, but if you want total accuracy, it's just not there yet, so you could probably upgrade it. But I am absolutely content with what you're seeing on the screen right now. I think we are moving on now to OT Customs Batman Begins, but this is an early one. This is quite old, you know, he's done much more since this, and he's got better with the eyes, everything. It's all been refined, and I may get to look at one soon in the future, but this is the one I have from quite a few years ago, and you cannot mess with OT Customs. He does really, really good work. We've got moving eyes on this and 3 different mouth plates. You can check out the actual review on this head sculpt on the channel to see all the different mouth plates. Beautiful gauntlets there. They are actually the Takara Batman Begins gauntlets I've got on the Hot Toys figure here. And we have, I think that's the OT Customs custom cape as well. That came with the head sculpt. But I didn't show too much of this head sculpt because it is quite old now, and I know he's done more updated versions since. But just to throw it into the mix, it's a great option. OT Customs Batman Begins. I'm very curious to see the latest version of this, because it is my favorite, Batman Begins, so I just always want to have the very best of what's out there. And this is an amazing sculpt. The cowl is beautiful, and all the lines, it's really, really well done. Now on to the Jackson XU Batman Begins, and this is quite a recent one, and I had this in storage for the last couple of months after I shot the review. Check out the review. And then I put it on the figure tonight to do this footage and fell in love with it all over again, and it's staying on the figure for a while now. It's going to be the head sculpt that I use on this particular Batman Begins body and suit, which is the latest Hot Toys Batman Begins body and suit, the matte version, not the shiny one they released batch 1, with the Takara Batman Begins gauntlets, because they have a more accurate look, more shine. It's not just the shine, you'd know what I mean if you saw the Hot Toys ones next to the Takara gauntlets. There's just a world of difference. It's almost like a totally different kind of material, but it's probably just plastic. But yeah, this suit is stunning, and this head sculpt by Jackson goes with the Hot Toys figures so well. It's a very secure, tight fit on the body. It doesn't feel like it's wobbling or it's going to fall off or any of that stuff. It just goes on there perfect, and I really, really love it. It's almost like a kind of smooth edges, slightly smoother edges than what we're seeing other head sculpts in this video. Because of the slightly smoother edges, it gives it more of an animal-like, panther-like look to me. Like this shot here, with the light hitting the eyes, I mean, that is Christian Bale 100%. Is absolutely stunning. This one is more affordable. Probably, I don't know how many are out there to get right now, but you used to be able to order them on 16kit.com, but I couldn't find Jackson on Instagram anymore, but I can find him on Facebook. It's just JAXONXU, and he should be on there. But look at that, man, it looks so real. Dead on likeness, perfect cowl, beautiful paint, and it doesn't feel like you're going to scratch the paint when you're handling it. This feels more like a Hot Toys head, where the black of the cowl seems to be just the color of the material they use to, you know, cast it and sculpt it or whatever. It doesn't feel like anything is nerve-wracking to touch. It just feels like an actual product, if you know what I mean. Like a Hot Toys head, where you think to yourself, okay, I should be fine with this as long as I don't really drop it or scratch it with anything nasty. It has a really like company made look and feel to it, but it's by Jackson. So very, very good job with this. And you got 2 different mouth plates. Check out the review to see those. No moving eyes on this, but you don't really need them when it looks that good. This is probably my favorite Batman Begins picture I've taken to date now, and I've taken a lot in the last 17 plus years on the channel. It's the reason I started the channel, this movie. So I've done a lot of content on this version of the character, but that picture right there, I mean, just beautiful. I might have to, you know what, I'm gonna friggin' get that turned into a poster and frame it. I'm gonna do that. Don't know if I'll do this one where it's more further away, or the one where it's closer up. But anyway, now we're on to the Unreal Toys Robert Pattinson the Batman. This is a masterpiece. Now, if you can get this head sculpt and stick it on your Hot Toys figure, it also works on the in-art version, and it's just amazing. And the best thing about it, it doesn't have a separation between the head and the neck. The head and the neck, the cowl, are one piece like it was in the movie, and when you see it from the side, there's no horrible sort of line or seam breaking the illusion. You'll see that from the side profile, but there's also a custom cape on him, and it all comes together on the Hot Toys original body and suit so well, and it looks ultra real. The detail that Unreal Toys poured into this, like the stubble, the eyes themselves, they move, they look incredibly real. 3 really different mouth plates, different expressions, very effective. The one with the teeth where he's looking angry, you got to check out the review for that, but this is a stunning custom head sculpt. Look at the side profile, no seam to be seen, just beautiful, realistic, accurate looking. All the little scratches that he sculpted into it, the texture, that leathery texture he got on the sculpt. I don't know how you do this stuff, probably a combination of 3D sculpting and hand stuff. I don't know how he does it, but his results are incredible. And every time I get to film this and put it on my desk and spend some time with it, I just get blown away all over again. It's amazing. That's a nice shot. I tried to get a shot like this for every head sculpt that you see in the video, just a similar, setup to kind of uniform them. But just one last look here, coming down, see the stitching, all the little scrapes and scratches. It just looks ultra realistic. I love it. Alright, so that was the Unreal Toys custom the Batman head sculpt. Amazing piece. Now we have Unreal Toys again with the 1989 Michael Keaton Batman custom head sculpt. Now this has 3 different mouth plates, moving eyes, and an incredibly accurate sculpt of the cowl. And we also have the custom cape on him. That's by Lab Toys, L-A-B Toys on Facebook. And this is perfect. So you got the kind of grumpy mouth plate, which I got on at the moment, which I really like. But the regular mouth plate you'll see in a second really captures that kind of Michael Keaton distinctive lip shape. So we'll check that out in a moment. But this was my first Batman film I ever saw in a cinema when I was about 8 years old. I saw it in a really cool, big, grand cinema in Ireland, Dublin. And it was so cool. I was kind of scared a little bit because I thought the Joker was a little bit creepy at first. I was 8 years old, Here's the mouth plate with the lips. You got the beautiful blue eyes that move. It's an amazing piece. The stock Hot Toys figure was pretty damn good, but the difference, well, check out the review on this head sculpt because I show you a very detailed comparison between the Hot Toys head sculpt and this one. Definitely worth checking out. I think Lucky at Unreal Toys is doing a Batman Returns version, and I've never had a custom Dark Knight Christian Bale suit head sculpt before. And I don't desperately need one because the Armory Dark Knight Rises Hot Toys figure that I got recently has a very good cowl, and I really like it. But I'm never going to turn my nose up to a custom sculpt because, as this video proves, they really do add a lot to a figure. I mean, that is Michael Keaton, 1989 Batman, standing there looking grumpy as hell, like he's going to throw down, teach you a lesson. Yep, there's another one of those nice shots. Beautiful. Love the texture on the cowl that he sculpted. Okay, now we got the Ashkan Demon Batman Begins. This may be a bit trickier to get hold of, folks. It's Ashkan on Facebook. And it's originally kind of copied from a much bigger demon bust, and it was shrunk down and made into a custom head sculpt for the Hot Toys figure from years ago. And it's pure evil. and I love it. Love this scene in Batman Begins. It still blows me away that they even did something like this in the Batman film back then, you know. I mean, coming away from Batman and Robin and then going to something this gritty and dark and scary. I mean, the whole theme of the film is fear, and they put a demon version of Batman in it for a scene, you know. It's just incredible. You just get to appreciate it all the more when you have something like this in front of you. It's tangible and you can turn it and examine all the structure and the ears, the kind of bony look that it has, the skull kind of, it's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Now, when I got this, it arrived basically this color, so you didn't really need to repaint it desperately, but there was a situation where you put it on the body and it did look a bit too light, so I went over it with matte black paint and added some drool, tears, ooze, all that stuff coming out of his nostrils, eyes, mouth, and it's just a work of art, and I'm very grateful. I can't remember exactly how this came to be in my collection. I know I bought it, but someone might have prodded me on social media and said, hey, check this out, you might want to buy this. So if that person is watching, if that did happen and someone actually drew my attention to this in the first place, make yourself known in the comment so I can thank you again, because this was a serious upgrade. Look at the back and the detail. Absolutely awesome. Now the Hot Toys head sculpt wasn't bad. Check out the review for this, you'll see the comparison between the two of them. But there's no denying, this is wider, it's thicker looking, more accurate to the film. It's got a custom cape, but I may change that in the future. And I think we might have just one more left to look at. Got some last shots here, pretty tasty. But hopefully this video will just inform some of you, maybe newer collectors out there who are hearing about these custom heads and want to see them a bit more detail. This video will give you that, let you know who makes them, and help you decide whether or not you want to invest in something like this, because custom stuff does cost a little bit more, but you can see the results. Unreal Toys 2.0 Batman Begins. We're going to wrap up with this one. This is an amazing piece. You got the squinted eyes looking up. No moving eyes on this one. Don't need them. He's just looking up slightly because the cowl is sculpted in a kind of leaning forward position, which is something we haven't seen in any of the previous Batman Begins custom head sculpts in this video. This one specifically sculpted to look like his head is kind of tilted down a little bit. So with the turned down mouth, you get 3 different mouth plates, I believe, with this one. It's been a minute since I went back and looked at all my mouth plates for this figure, because I usually just stick with this one, so it suits the eyes looking pissed off like this, leaning forward. But yeah, you get a good couple of mouth plates to swap, but it just captures the kind of essence of what I think of, you know, when Batman Begins, that fierce, intense, about to pounce on you kind of look. This really does convey that very well. I mean, all these artists, you know, OT, Jackson, Unreal, Ben Choi before, you know, back in the day, Ben Choi. I sold that sculpt. I probably should have kept it for my museum in the future of Batman Begins. Unfortunately, silly decision. I didn't even need the money. I just sold it because I thought, well, there's no point in me just keeping it and having it sit here when someone could actually put it to use. That was my thinking, which is a nice way to think about it, but from a collector of specifically really into Batman Begins, probably should have hung on to the Ben Choi. But that was great. It had moving eyes and it was a great sculpt. But it's gone to a good home, you know. If you're watching, the owner of the Ben Choi head sculpt, say hi. Look at that. Beautiful. So you can't go wrong with any of these. I think it just depends what look you're after. You want this kind of really intense Batman Begins, leaning forward, squinted eyes looking up, different mouth plates 2.0. You want to go with that, or do you want that Jackson kind of sleek panther look? This has the sleek pamphlet. That's a nice picture. Ooh, can frame that. Get that printed out. Put on a t-shirt. Sell the t-shirts. Yeah. I mean, it's very, very hard to choose just one. Unreal Toys, Jackson, OT Customs. You know, the choice is yours, folks. But they're all out there. So hopefully this video will help you make some decisions in that department. And I'm still trying to find a cape that I can cut to fit the Beast Kingdom Batman Begins figure that I reviewed recently, because it's a smaller figure, it's 1/9 scale, so I need to find a spare cape that I can cut to fit that figure, and then I'll bring you that video. Otherwise I would have done it by now. But that's it, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Hit the like button on this one so more people will find it. I really appreciate that. And check me out on Instagram at DeanKnight333, because I will be posting all the pictures from this session, which was a lot of pictures. About 250, about 250 pictures. Alright. See you soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.